I just clicked the confirm purchase button on a one-way ticket to Vietnam. The moment of reality is really hitting. This is really happening. For weeks, I have been sitting here talking about going to Vietnam. Booking the flight just made it real. No turning back now. 48 days from now, I will be hopping on a plane and leaving Syracuse forever. Well, at least for a while. That's like 6 weeks from now. Whoa! And it couldn't come at a better time. This is what I'm dealing with the last couple of days here in Syracuse. Freezing cold weather while staring at paradise. Am I happy? Absolutely. Am I excited? Yes. Am I worried? Maybe a little bit. I'd be a fool not to be worried, thinking everything was going to go smooth, everything would be perfect. Am I scared? No. I've been all around the world. This is just another journey. But this time, you get to come with me. So what does my travel plan look like? What does it entail? Well, I'm leaving here the end of March, and I'm going to Chicago for a couple of days. Going to spend some time with some friends, spend my birthday there, and then I get on a plane in Chicago and ta-da, Nong. Little stopover in Taiwan, switch planes, 2.5-hour flight, land in Da Nang. All my tickets have been purchased. And I'm splurging a little. I upgraded to first class from Syracuse to Chicago and premium economy from Chicago to Vietnam. Why? Well, because I want a little more leg room. My legs are a little long. I'm 6 feet tall. I don't want to be crammed in a seat for 15 plus hours. Oh, excuse me. I need to get up and pay. I paid for a little bit comfier seat. I paid for a little bit better meal and a little bit better amenities. Now, there is one more ticket I need to purchase, and that'll happen the night before I'm leaving to go to Vietnam. And that is a ticket for onward travel. Onward travel through the company that I'm buying the ticket is a return flight. Will cost me $16 and in 48 hours automatically cancels. That is purely in case when I get to Vietnam, immigration wants to see my return flight. Now, most people have said it's not required in Vietnam. They've never been asked. This guy would rather be safe than sorry. Spend $16 and have that return ticket than have to buy an emergency couple of grand seat on a plane and then fight to get it canceled. So yes, my cost of my tickets could be completely different than yours. I could have gotten probably half the price I'm paying. Well, maybe 3/4 of the price I'm paying. But I decided to spend that little extra and treat myself on this trip. It's my birthday, come on. Flights and their prices fluctuate constantly, depending on the day of the week, the time of the day, the month of the year, and how full that flight is. So your prices might be completely different. However, I am going to take you through the process that I did for booking those flights, as well as how I made the arrangements for both of my hotels, my stay in Chicago and my first 10 days in Da Nang. I will be staying at a serviced apartment, hotel, Airbnb type place where it's like a hotel. You have daily maid service. They freshen everything up. You pay a nightly fee. Nowhere near the cost of an American hotel. Let me tell you that. They also offer long-term stays there as an apartment. You know, some things change, like you end up paying for your electricity on those, and you don't get daily maid service. You get maybe weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the hotel or apartment building. I am making those decisions once I land there. I wanted enough days that I could settle in, relax, feel out the neighborhoods, and then pick my first place to stay at. I'm not saying final place because We all know I might not fall in love with it, or 6 months from now, a better deal might pop up as the tourist season or the busier season disappears. Rates drop down. So I'm not locking myself into anything long term to begin with. But enough about that. Let's hop on the computer and walk through together the process for finding the best flights and for finding the best deals on places to stay. When it comes to looking for flights and hotels, there's a handful of tools that I regularly use. For flights, Skyscanner, Google Flights, and I will also use the hotel tools because they also have the ability to search for flights. Hotels.com, agoda.com. Now, these are not the only tools out there, and I'm sure the comments will get flooded with people suggesting other tools to use. These are my primary starting points. You may have your own tools. Please feel free to use your tools. You know, some people like trip.com. Some people like booking.com. Everybody's going to have their own. Now, for the majority of this, I am not purchasing at Skyscanner. I'm not purchasing at Google Flights. I'm not purchasing on hotels.com. Occasionally I will. Agoda I did because the hotel did not have a direct spot to purchase from. For my flights and for my hotel in Chicago, I purchased them directly with the airline and directly with the hotel. This way, if there was any problems, I didn't have to worry about going through a middleman to figure out whatever hiccup happened or whatever problem we ran into. In addition, some of the discount sites, you don't get the same benefits as when you purchase it from the airline itself. You may lose certain baggage that's included or other things that are upgraded when you purchase directly from the airline. All right, so let's get started with Skyscanner. Now, one of the features of Skyscanner that I do like is that you're able to plug in a trip and then have Skyscanner kind of monitor that flight. And it'll email you and tell you, hey, the price has dropped. Hey, the price is increasing. So you're aware of what's going on. You can also do some creative things like being flexible with your dates and being able to find the best opportunities for flights. Google Flights is very similar. In addition, searching flights on Agoda will also do the same thing. They will start sending you email notifications because all of these sites track you. Now, one thing I have noticed is the scarcity tactic is used by a lot of these travel sites, meaning that if you keep coming and searching for the same thing over and over again, they will start sending you false messages stating that, tickets are running low. There's only, 2 seats left. There's only 1 room left. Meanwhile, it's just scarcity to try and get you to book and purchase with them. Now, with Skyscanner, not only can you look for flights, you can also look for hotels and cars like most of the travel sites. So I want to do one way. You can do round trip. You can do multi-city. Multi-city really doesn't do much. Doesn't show much of a discount because typically you're going to fly through different airlines anyways. So if I did directly Syracuse to Da Nang, depart April 1st, one adult economy. And that is the other thing. A lot of these sites, I wasn't able to get like the premium economy upgrade or even see some of the business class or first class upgrades because they may not be available to the discount providers. Where going directly to the airline, I am able to see those flights. But this will give me a starting point, right? So if I want to search, if I was flying directly from Syracuse, not stopping in Chicago in between, these are my options. A $10,000 flight? Yeah, I don't think so. So I could go with Delta, who is also the same as Korean Air. Korean Air actually does the long leg of this. Delta would fly me to Atlanta from Syracuse, and then the Atlanta flight would all be through Korean Air. As you can see, economy, $811. This was fluctuating between $700 and $800 when I was searching. Occasionally it would drop down into the 600s for this exact flight. Actually, no, it was a different flight because it was a 25-hour flight, and this is showing a 40-hour flight. So I don't think it went through Atlanta. I think the other flight went through someplace in the Midwest. But yeah, as you can see, they're pushing this one because Just Fly gives them some kind of ad deal. But a $10,000 flight, and it's going to take 28 hours with 2 stops. No, thank you. And it's self-transfer. Means at one of the airports, you've got to go collect your bags and take them to the next airline. Well, if you don't have enough time on that layover, that could be quite the hassle. If I'm paying 10 grand for a flight, they better be moving my bags and they better be showing up with a limo golf cart to pick me up and take me gate to gate. This flight here, JetBlue and Korean Air. Oh, look, it's the same flight that instead of paying 10 grand, you could pay $972. Oh, insane. Best, cheapest, fastest. So let's do that same run and we'll go to Google Flights. Now, mind you, my flight is a little different than this because I went Syracuse to Chicago, Chicago to Da Nang. So Syracuse to Da Nang. I want it to be one way. And here I could put premium, could business, first class. We're going to stick with economy. We're going to say the same date, April 1st. Search. So this is telling me I can go with Delta Korean Air for $17.23, right? Now this flight did not show up on here. Is this that? $9.55. Oh, look. When I go fastest, it shows me that other flight. This is that flight. This was like $700 when I was looking. It is now $1,400 because you went to Detroit and then Seoul. So this one is Detroit, Seoul, $1,700, $1,723, $1,424. Now, mind you, that's a self-transfer. This one does not say it's a self-transfer. This one has a 24-hour layover, and you're paying $2 grand for the flight. 52-hour flight. Insane. So let's go Chicago. EVA Air. So it leaves just after midnight. It's a 20-hour flight. $540. That's a really good price, but that's a base economy. I paid, including taxes, everything, like $1,500, so about $1,000 more. But again, I upgraded to premium economy. Let's search for premium economy. Price $13.91. But see, when you say select flight, it's going to tell you book it directly with EVA Air. 1 free carry-on, first check bag free. When I book directly on EVA Air, 2 check bags are free. Not using this discount link. If we go to EVA Air, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they drop things. If you look at baggage, check baggage, for long haul flights, premium economy, 2 pieces. Even economy, 2 pieces. Short haul flights, which would be the Taiwan to Vietnam flight, 2. But you can see down here in this discount, you only get 1. That's why sometimes using those discount sites, discount 1, are not worth it. Yeah, you might save $50, and that's great if you're not checking a bag or you're only checking 1 bag. But if you need to take advantage of the 2 pieces, you might want to come to the site and pay for it. So let's go ahead and see what they have. Let's say book a flight. And I am not going to log in. I'm going to say Chicago to Da Nang. Departure April 1st. Whoop. Let's do economy. So we have apples to apples. We're showing like 540 something or 5 something. Yeah, 540. $13.90, so $16.31. I upgraded. This is the package I went with on mine. I think it was $16.31 though. It was around $1,500. That's all taxes included, everything. That's your final price. And the reason I did that was I got my free seat selection, so I could pre-select my seat and choose my meals ahead of time. Instead of waiting till I'm on the plane to be handed a menu to select my food, I could choose what I wanted to eat. Here you have to pay a fee to select your seat. Also, if I needed to change it, the price was cheaper. If I needed a refund, the refund fee that they charge would be cheaper. If we did base economy, you get that little tiny seat. Let's look at the difference. See how tiny those seats are? I'm a big boy. Not only height-wise, so I need the leg room, but width-wise too. I ain't tiny. You can see, not a lot of room. That person reclines that seat, they're going to be in your lap. Meanwhile, if we go to premium economy and we take a look, you got a lot more space. You get the footrest. You got a lot more space between the seats, and they're much more comfortable seats. You get some other perks too that come with it, some additional features. Plus, if you notice, these are 242. What were they on the economy side? 3. Come on. Okay, it's not spinning on me. 3, and probably 3. I broke it. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's not spinning. Doesn't like me. I don't want to look at the wall. Oh well. You get the idea. And then you can kind of see here, based on flexible dates, where is the cheapest price. If I went on the 2nd, I would be paying a whole lot more. That's crazy. Right? So let's go with this one. There's something with the 2nd, or, if I went the week before. Oops. Now I did it. Now I booked. Look at it. Premium stayed about the same. Economy jumped. So it must be a huge demand for economy flights that day. What is it on the 2nd? Yeah. Premium economy stayed the same. Going to this class, paying, another $1,000 really didn't gain you much other than some additional mileage. Let's go back. Departure. Let's go with business class, which is their top of the line class on this plane, just so you can see the difference. Starts at $4,000. Look at them seats. Yeah, nice big footrest there. So yeah, international flights, you want to get the best seat you can get. So let's look at Delta, because they were one of the other ones we could fly, right? So I want Syracuse to Da Nang. Let's go April 1st. 1 passenger. So I want Delta Main $1,350. I want their top of the line Delta One $7,120, right? So let's click into one of these. So I can get main basic for $1,340. Cannot cancel. You have to pay a fee. You board in zone 8 with limited overhead bin space. That was the other reason why I was willing to upgrade my flight. The order that you board in makes a huge difference for that overhead bin space. You can't earn miles, you're not eligible for upgrades, and you don't get to choose your seat. I'm sorry, being a big boy, I don't want to be stuffed in the middle and have to beg people to stand up every time I gotta pee. And there's some additional restrictions. You only get one bag free. You can't purchase any upgrades. You can't get Delta Sky Club. Now, for $100 more, you can get some of those features. And then obviously $200 more, you get some additional features. And then you can keep going. Each class getting a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better. Flight's a little bit longer because they fly to Seoul and then down to Da Nang. But this gives you an idea how to search for flights. And here they're going to show you some of the other discount sites to book it on. But like I said, you lose some of those perks when you book through a discount site. So make sure you're doing what works best for your situation. Let's take a look at the hotel sites. Now, Agoda's great, especially when looking in Asia or anywhere else that they cover. They kind of show you down at the bottom of their site. Destination cities, Europe, Middle East, Africa. They do have United States hotels on here. I have never used them for a U.S. hotel. Asia, Middle East, Oceania, some guides. So I'm staying at the Mona Lisa Apartments. Why? Because a lot of people who have reviewed areas in Da Nang have reviewed Mona Lisa. I know what I'm in for. They've given it highly recommended reviews. And my buddy Will over at Will Travels, that's a place that he said that he recommends to everybody to go stay. So let's say April 2nd, which is when I arrived, through the 12th. One room, one adult. Now they're going to come back and say they got nothing available. Oh, one left. This is how much it changes. Literally yesterday I was in looking at this and there was nothing available. Mona Lisa is typically booked all the time. So if you're looking to stay there and you see something available, grab it. So as I said, it's a serviced apartment. They have studios, one bedroom and one bedroom with balcony. So as you can see, the balconies are right here. They do have a rooftop pool. They have this rooftop garden area that's got a great view of the ocean. You can sit right here on a laptop, working, looking out at the water. So that's the rooftop pool. This is a one bedroom, so the bed's in a separate room. This is the one with the balcony. You got a full kitchen set up. That's the lobby. There's the rooftop garden. There's one of the kitchen setups, 2 burners, double sink, what they refer to as a full-size refrigerator. Obviously, in the U.S., full-size refrigerators are a little bit bigger. You've got your standard, pots, pans, tea kettle, all of that fun jazz. It's the outside of the building. They have a sauna. And they do do a little spa in there as well. But it's only certain days of the week. This is a studio, so your bed is like a traditional hotel room out in the main living quarters. And all of the rooms have washers, and I think some of them have dryers. There's another view, different angle of the pool. Nice couch, TV. So yeah, you guys get the idea, right? As you can see, this is sold out for those dates. Let's see what rooms they do have available. They have a studio, 1 bedroom balcony, 1 bedroom. Oh, they have 2 bedrooms too. 2 bedroom apartment, 2 bedroom balcony. They're all sold out. Where are they located? Right in the heart. That's the beach. As you saw from the rooftop, the beach was right there. So right in the Antoine area, which is a lot of the restaurants, entertainment, stores, everything's within walking distance right there. And you're not far from the river. You know, you got the Dragon Bridge and all of those up here. So yeah, lots of stuff. There's lots of options for hotels in the area. So if they were booked, you know, here's one right here, $17. You know, these are temporary stays, might not be your permanent stay there, but enough to get you in town, get you settled, and you know, from there be able to find an apartment. And we'll do a whole nother video on how we can kind of look for apartments, using some Facebook groups, working with agents, looking at a couple agent websites, and that type of stuff. So, like I said, my hotel for Vietnam, I booked through Agoda. So you just got to find what's going to work for your needs and your stay. For my Chicago hotel, I kind of started at hotels.com, and then I just went to Marriott and said, find me something that's near where I'm going. I didn't care about being the best price. Ended up getting something pretty decent. I think I paid like $100 a night, and you know, for being in the Marriott family, that's not a bad price to pay. It's probably 5 minutes from the people's house that I'm going to be visiting when I'm there, so it works out perfect. But that's how you can use some of these discount sites to help you do your research. Again, always make sure you look at the fine details. Make sure that you know, you're getting the full benefits from your purchase and they're not cutting stuff out. Hey, Kevin, that's great. Got our flights booked. We got our hotels booked. But what are you bringing? Well, my plans are to try and consolidate what I'm bringing down into 2 backpacks, carrying them on the plane with me. Worst case scenario, I might have to check a bag or 2. Depends on how much I decide I'm bringing with me on this trip versus a return trip later on down the road. My goal is to have a setup that I can easily be mobile. So if I want to pack up and leave and go to another country for a month, 2 months, whatever it be, and explore, I have that option. So I'm bringing enough essential clothes to get through 5 to 7 days. I'm bringing electronics gear, my laptop, my cameras, my microphones, a few other pieces and odds and ends, because it's part of how I make money, right? I work on the internet. Obviously need a computer for it. I'll probably bring a tablet with me. I'm bringing some important documents with me, like photocopies of my birth certificate, the originals of my birth certificate, my passport, photocopies of my passports, my visas, blah, 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 and all of that important stuff. Make sure you make copies. Medications. Most medications I can probably get there. There are a few medications I cannot bring in because of restrictions in Vietnam. They would require only a doctor's note, the prescription, and I could bring a 10-day supply. Well, I'm going to be there a little more than 10 days. So those I'm just not going to bring with me anymore. There's 1-2 prescriptions I plan on bringing with me. I plan on bringing either 90-day or 180-day supply with me, and I can probably get both of those at a local pharmacy. I am also bringing a letter from my doctor stating that he prescribed them to me and that they are medically necessary, just in case I run into any problems. One is an inhaler, which I should have 0 issues with. The other is a blood pressure medicine. And both are common enough medications that I should be able to find them there, and I shouldn't have any issues bringing them into the country. What am I not bringing? I'm not bringing any sentimental crap that I've been hanging on to for years just to hang on to. Been selling it all off. And let me tell you, that helps because those funds are coming into the travel funds. That's what kind of helped me splurge and upgrade my tickets. Splurge and upgrade my hotel. Sell off what you're not using. Take a minimalist approach at what you're bringing with you. Remember, I'm going to Vietnam. I'm not going to the Amazon jungle and going to be away from civilization. I'm going to a tourist beach town. You don't think they got stores? You don't think they got clothes? You don't think they got shoes? You don't think they got? There's not a lot of stuff. When I go through some of the Facebook groups and read the posts where people said, hey, what are some of the items that you wish you would have brought? They're all stuff that isn't really necessary. Like one person was talking about the beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's. Yes, they are great tasting and they're addictive. But can you survive without them? Absolutely. And who knows, we may have a packing video coming out soon. My first week when I land and get there is going to be exploring the neighborhood which I am settling into to begin with. Yes, I'm settling into Anthong, the tourist neighborhood. Now, what is helping me ease this process? Well, my buddy Will over at Will Travels offers an in-person pickup service. So when I fly in and land at the airport, Will be standing there to greet this ugly mug and say, hey, let's get you over to your hotel. Let's get you checked in. Let's go get you that SIM card. Let's exchange some cash, American cash, for Vietnamese cash. And let's go explore the neighborhood. And oh yeah, by the way, let's go get some Bonet. Thanks, Will. Appreciate you doing this. Now, is Will doing this out of the kindness of his heart? Probably, part of it. But he also gets a financial reward. Why? Because it's a service he offers to his viewers. You can get on this service too. Check the link down in the description. And make sure if you sign up for Will's service, you'll let him know this ugly mug sent you that way. Oh, and let's not forget, I'll be visiting the beach too. So after the first probably 2-3 days of exploring the neighborhood and checking things out, it's time to start my apartment hunting. I'm going to spend probably days 3 through 7 really focusing, meeting with agents, exploring a lot of the apartments I've been seeing on the Facebook groups, on a couple of websites, and going and visiting these places in person. Because yes, I could book an apartment now, sight unseen, based on the pictures they're posting, which could be outdated, could be 10 years old, could not even be the same apartment. Yes, that kind of shit happens. Go look at it in person. Check for mold. Check for noise. That's the key one right there. Noise. Check both daytime and evening time and nighttime. Because you may go during the daytime, it's quiet. But all of a sudden at nighttime, man, there's a bar right across the street that's blasting music all night long. Or worse, you check it in the evening time and you come back and find out middle of the day, there is construction going on all around you. Noise, noise, noise. I already have several neighborhoods kind of in mind, looking at the maps, listening to other people, listening to some of you in the comments to guide me to where I think I want to be in a couple different areas. But going there and putting boots on the ground and actually exploring will give me a definite. And who knows, I may find something that helps get me by during my first month, 3 months, but then stumble across something that's even better and be able to snag that. And who knows, that one might last 6 months, a year, and then find something even better. Always, always be shopping. Make sure you're getting the best deal. Make sure you're getting what meets your needs. And don't overpay. Always negotiate. Let's not forget, you will be right there with me. Why? Because I'm going to try and film as much as I can of all of these activities and share them with you on this channel so that you are prepared when you go either to visit or to stay, what to do. Where to go, where to shop, where to eat, what streets to walk down, and maybe which ones to avoid. So the countdown has begun. I still have a few things to take care of here, a little over a month's worth of time to say my goodbyes, those final goodbyes to some family, some friends. Whew, man, it's going to go by quick. 6 weeks. Well, yes, 40 plus days sounds like a lot. 6 weeks is not. And as I was just on the phone this morning with my mother, trying to make plans for what days would work to do a couple of dinners, realized real quick, there is not a lot of time. It's going to sneak up really, really fast. I think the biggest thing I am the most excited about, my last Syracuse winter. And after the cold snap that we just had, trust me, I am ready. So yeah, we're down to the wire. Passport, check. Visa applied for, check. Hopefully we hear an answer today, right? Editing Kevin here, coming at you with an update. Newsflash, newsflash. I woke up this morning to an email from the Vietnamese Immigration Department. Now, when I first opened this email, it had me a little worried. It simply said that there was an update to the status of my application and that I needed to log into the website to see what was going on. Oh no! What did I screw up on the application? So I quickly logged in from my phone, went to the page, scroll over, and the status was accepted with a download link for my visa. Good to go! Now back to the video. Flights booked, check. Hotels booked, check. This is really happening. If you're following along on this journey, subscribe. I am documenting everything. The good, the struggles, the real experiences of moving across the world. And don't forget to join us on Wednesday when we go over the essential apps I will be needing when my boots hit the ground. So hopefully now you have the knowledge that you need to book your next flight, book your hotel, hopefully to Vietnam or some other nice tropical destination. Get out there and roam.